Coming out of the weekend, we saw a lot of news that pointed to lower markets, and that's exactly what we got. S&P dropping back down again. This is SPY on the screen here, and this is what I like to call my all-in-one chart. All-in-one chart kind of gives me everything in one place. I see the candlesticks moving to the downside, and most notably, we had that big move up about 2 weeks ago. We've not gone above that. In fact, there's a couple of things. We get below this area, I expect to see extensive selling. If we get above this area, then I think the lows are in for the year, all right, because that was a huge candle on a lot of volume. So big points between the top and the bottom. Here's another thing I'm looking at. Right now, the traders trend is down. You can see that from the short, intermediate, long-term trends we see here. The longest trend I have on the screen right now is about 104, 105 days, I believe. So these are all traders' trends. This red line here is options implied volatility. It means as it goes up, option traders are nervous. That means that the ranges are expected to grow. That could grow to the downside. That could grow to the upside. So there's that. But the big thing I'm looking at here is also, what are the contrarian traders thinking? And most contrarian traders are thinking that we're going to go down, and we're going to tag this low, possibly move a little bit farther down, just to pull the rest of the retail folks out that haven't gotten out yet, or maybe the meme traders that had a little bit of money left over. Maybe they got something in their Easter basket this weekend and decide they're going to spend it. They might end up getting pulled out again down here around the 460, 450 area before maybe deadheading where the markets are going to the downside. Right? So contrarian traders think this is going to happen before May. And, we've got 10 more days. We've got a good week and a half before we run out of days in April. So we will see. But I want to see if there's some shared confirmation here. Look at TLT. This is interesting. So stocks are being sold. Bonds are being sold. Is everybody going to cash? I mean, we're selling stocks, we're selling treasuries. Again, tariffs are the concern. And more importantly, how those tariffs are going to affect the S&P 500 stocks when maybe not this earnings season, but next earnings season most likely. Take a look at what's going on here coming into today. There's not that much green on the screen here. I see Netflix was up before we went live. I see DFS and FIS up, but really everything else is just getting taken to the woodshed. Look at Nvidia down another 5.25% here before the lunch hour. Microsoft down 2%, Apple down nearly 3%, Amazon down over 3%, and the list just goes on and on and on. So they're throwing technology, they're throwing consumer cyclical out again today, but it's not just those areas. Everything's getting affected, with the exception of a couple of things. Where's the money going? Well, it's definitely not going into the 12 sectors that we look at, 11, 12 sectors we look at. I mean, basic materials are off just, 1%? But you can see technology down as much as 3%, and everything else is just sitting in the middle. So it is a red day across the board. Here's the US dollar. Wow, everybody must be hoarding cash. No, doesn't look that way when you look at UUP. This is the PowerShares Double Dollar Index. It has been slumping since the highs that we caught here back in December. And these highs, by the way, these 3065 highs, these are multi-year highs. We've gone from multi-year highs, folks, in the US dollar to now multi-year lows. Today, we've now hit lows that we haven't seen in 3 years. Where's the money going? Seems like people are selling stocks, selling treasuries, and then taking their US dollars and basically selling those, meaning that they're buying something with it. What are they buying with it? Well, when you look at selling treasuries and selling USD, commodities are what they're buying. Now, yes, the VIX is up. That's because the VIX is higher, because we're seeing things like Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ down. But take a look at this. Cocoa's up. Okay, so chocolate's being bought up. Look at gold. Gold's up quite a bit today. We're going to look at that one again, but also soybeans, corn, wheat, rice, and then a lot of the foreign currencies are being bought as well. So that's where a lot of this is going. A lot of this is going into commodities, things, if you will. I like things. I've been saying all year long that I am a big, I'm a big proponent of things this year and not so much companies. But the thing that's really driving the markets higher today has been gold. Gold, when I last looked at it, was up over $100 an ounce. Gold and GLD are new all-time highs. The big question everybody's been asking is, when do we sell? I really want to take a better look at this, and so I'm going to put a video out to each and every one of you. Middle of the week, we're going to take a look at gold, get an idea what's going on with it long term, what's going on with it short term, what are its resistance, what are its key reasons that these markets are that this is moving higher. And I'm going to be using things like Fibonacci, because right now we're at all-time highs. I think we hit 315 earlier, 316, almost 316 and a half on GLD earlier today. Immediately my mind is thinking $3,500 an ounce, because that's kind of a round number there, but really 4,000 is more of the real round number. It's just farther away, obviously. But obviously we can see right here, people are selling stocks, they're selling treasuries, they're selling dollars, they're buying gold for sure. You know what else they're buying? Bitcoin. And gold has actually helped Bitcoin. Gold has been helping Bitcoin as gold's number is moving higher. Bitcoin's getting kind of pulled along with it. Bitcoin did something very interesting today. Today, it broke above the 87,677 number, which, by the way, that is a Fibonacci resistance. If you see Bitcoin's all-time, or its year-to-date high was back when Trump took the Oval. That was, we were trading around 100. We were up as high as 109 that day, and then we were about 106, which was the close, and we've been moving down in this area of lower highs, lower lows ever since. Well, back at the beginning of April, I believe it was April 8th, we hit our low down here in the 76s. We've been moving higher. But this is what we've been looking for, folks. That nice big fat green candle. We've had a few of those. This one's significant because it gets above, and hopefully it will close above 87,677. That is the high. That is not only a Fibonacci high, but that is the highs that we've seen that were in March. They were also very short highs at the beginning of March, but really important highs. They became resistance highs. So there's a lot of key areas around this 87,677 number. Can we close above it by the end of the day today? Time will tell. All right. BTC is not the only crypto moving higher. When you look, Doge is higher today. AVAX is higher. XLM Stellar is also higher. We're seeing a Litecoin moving higher today, and so you're seeing a lot of the altcoins, all the smaller coins, getting pulled up, because in this case, because Bitcoin is up, over almost 1.25% as of this snapshot at noon. Then that's helping everything else move higher as well. So, market summary here for you. Overall, the US dollar is sinking to lows that we haven't seen in over 3 years. The outlook is negative on the US dollar, and that's what's happening is people were buying foreign currency. That's one of the reasons why the dollar's lower. But also, you'd think the dollar would be going higher with assets like treasuries being sold, but that's not the case, or assets like stocks being sold, that's not the case. All right. So what's happening is that the US dollar is negative because seems to be we're buying something with the US dollar, and it's assets, not companies. And so to me, the most favorable assets right now are gold, Bitcoin, and eventually I believe the US stock market will come around, but it's in that order.